How long gone? A beautiful day here in Manhattan. The sun is shining. The guys are outside getting their pump on. TJ, what's Gucci?
I'm glad that the boys are outside. I remember you were talking about guys sweeping leaves and admiring their form and civic duty. Last time we spoke, which was 24 hours ago, you were just coming off the tarmac at O'Hare.
Yes.
And now you are already back home.
Yeah, I would say that the Chicago trip was, let's say, not the best timing in my life, but I'm glad I went. And we're back, baby. It's all good.
It's a lot easier on the other side of it, isn't it?
That's right. No, I mean, I went to the hotel. I sat inside for 4 hours, went and had dinner at the venue with the band, watched them play, and then went home. It's all, I mean, you know.
I go on Delta, I buy my plane ticket, I go to a place in the Midwest, I take a photo of MJ Lenderman, I eat a shrimp cocktail, and then I'm up at 3:30 to get back home.
Sorry it was a tuna tostada, but otherwise, yes. Well, there was a lot of shock and awe.
I love Chicago in the winter. The tuna tostadas, they are it just harkens back to the seasons.
You guys go to Mexico City for that? Okay. Whatever you want to do.
Have fun with your little Contramar with
Exactly.
Emrata and the hairy guy who fucks everyone over there. I'm going to be here.
Y'all have fun with that.
In a place that has cornhole, and they've got some pretty good 5-alarm tuna tostadas coming out.
5-alarm tostadas. But yeah, when Jake pulled up in the Uggs, I was just stunned, and he played drums in Uggs, which I feel like
what a sentence.
I was like, does that make it harder? And then he was like, yeah, it definitely makes it harder.
It should absolutely make it harder to play drums in Uggs. I don't know anyone who's played drums in Uggs unless you're an unhoused person or whatever, but we are balls deep in Ugg season. I guess we should say ankle deep, I guess, but
well, depending on the style you get, it could be balls.
Interesting. Okay.
You can get the YSL over the knee Telfar Uggs.
Yeah, if the Telfar Uggs don't touch the bottom of your top, what's even the point?
What's the point?
In
Try again.
The Butter Tim ball scrapers. Okay. Carolyn has an Ugg philosophy that I've been keeping to this season so far. There's an indoor Uggs and there's an outdoor Uggs. What say you?
I mean, as a man, I'm not.
New York is your runway, so it's different.
I'm not wearing Uggs. I wear the slippers every day. I'm wearing the slippers as we speak, inside.
Okay. Have you ever worn those slippers outside? Go get a little bacon, egg, and cheese or something like that. Go pick up a new $84 magazine at
no. I can't
one of your local Mulberry shops.
They have to stay inside, or they become a different thing to me. You know, if they don't.
So you're with it, but you're saying you don't need an indo and an outdo because the thought of you wearing Uggs outdo in public, it's never going to happen.
I'm not even like opposed to it morally, but I just wouldn't do it myself. You know what I mean? I just think I don't look right. You've done it. It looks fine.
Just like a Timberland or something. Like some people, or Timberland or a bucket hat. Some people, like MJ Lenderman wearing some all black Ugg boots outside, he pulls it off. It works, right?
Unfortunately, yes. Much to my chagrin, but I think you're probably. I mean, I think for women the rule is different. I think obviously hot chicks can do whatever they want, but especially when it comes to Uggs, I think either length works.
So important.
Pause. You could get the ankle or the higher version, or even a slipper if you're feeling nasty.
What about even the mule, Chris?
I don't like the mule. The mule's actually the one I don't like.
Okay.
That's that mule I don't like.
It's important to know where her line is.
Yeah.
And we found it.
I'm letting him know. But I mean, I think it is. We are knee deep in Ugg season, and I hope everybody has a place where they can get theirs cleaned once that salt gets on them from the snow, because it will fuck up your game a little bit.
Fuck your game up. Hold on one second. I have to turn the sauna on for Carolyn. She just texted me.
Yeah.
It's pre 9 a.m. here in LA. Like I said, we podded 24 hours ago, and we're going to pod it 24 hours from now. We're stacking them. We're banking them. It's Spotify Wrapped weekend, and we're banking the episodes.
I was about to say, thank you guys for tagging us. It means a lot. I won't be reposting any of those, but I see them all. and that's what
I
counts.
will be reposting those if you are famous or person of color. We need you. We need you out there.
I find it the exercise now that they're aging you. This feels like we could get into some weird territory here. Next, they're going to do race. I'm saying, how much further can we go? Because I'm looking to pump the brakes on this. I think it's time for a less data driven society when it comes to the Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It does seem insulting because there's no real sweet spot. Like, I don't think anyone will be happy with whatever answer Spotify tells you. Like a friend of the show, Casey Lewis, she said she posted hers and it said you are a 17-year-old because you listen to Saw Baby and Black Boy Max.
Casey Lewis is one of the foremost Young Thug experts. Yeah. That I know, it's real, and I appreciate that about her, that she's living her life out loud.
She's a thug enjoyer.
Thanks to Spotify.
But then some people are like, oh, your age is 78 because like you have some music from the because you like listening to the Beatles. Yeah, and like
you're gonna age me for listening to the band. Okay, guilty as charged.
I mean, if the suede boot fits, I should say.
Put pop under the covers and turn on the last waltz.
If the Visvim ankle booty fits.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, last night had a King's dinner with Chloe Wise, Eric Warham, and Carolyn. We hit Osteria Mozza. Shout out to the Osteria fam. Had a little chili LA pasta.
I love that restaurant.
Explosion. Of course, Eric had to splash out on the wine list. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a chance to really enjoy that $750 bottle the way I wanted to.
Well, did Eric pay? Did fucking Steakhouse Man pay for the wine, or did you have to split it after splashing around a little bit in your mouth?
He's not Steakhouse Man this month. This month is Super Bowl commercial man.
So he had the $750 to spend, is what you're saying. He had a light $750. He said, "I got it."
He said, "I'll handle the down payment, and y'all can get." Because
usually he's always paying for Chloe's dinner, but if Jason gets a little piece, then things are looking good. Then that we're flush.
Yeah,
right now.
I really need to get into the. If anyone out there wants me to direct and concept a Super Bowl commercial for your brand, just let me know. I've got nothing but ideas, no way to execute them, but I would say I have a great team, but I don't.
I have zero track record, zero team. In fact, this is sounding worse as I describe it, but just get in touch if you're interested. We'll figure it out from there.
Look, the pros and cons of being an idea man, you know what I mean?
That's so funny. That's a $750 bottle of wine feels a little too LeBron for my taste, but God bless.
It was a 13 Barolo. It was exquisite
13?
With the beef cheek.
13, not even that old, bro.
When he said it's a 2013, I said, okay. But I mean,
bro,
it is 12 years old.
I don't want the block party Barolo, bro. I want some fucking.
Shipping on the block party.
I want some shit that makes. Not the block party Barolo. Oh, hell no. Oh, God. That's funny. Well, I'm glad. Okay, that sounds good. Mozza is one of my personal. I don't go there enough, but I think about it pretty often because, you know what I'm doing tonight, actually? Hitting the newly resurrected Babbo.
Oh, wow.
Which I've heard is great, even though Batali's up in Massachusetts fucking growing carrots or whatever. This is where we're at.
It's better for Batali to be in Connecticut with the Swiss chard instead of saying behind as he's grabbing your behind.
Behind means something different when he says it. That's for fucking sure. That's for sure. Before we talk to our guest, this is going to come out after Hanover has launched, so I wanted to mention it. Hanover-USA.com is the website.
Okay.
That's about it. That's about it, really. But we're having a party on Friday. This is a brand I've been working on for a couple years, and I'm really glad for it to be out into the world.
Thoughtful American Essentials coming soon.
That's us.
I'm going to enter my email address right here. It says enter using password. I don't have access to that one yet. But
unfortunately, the website isn't quite ready yet, but thank you for giving this little preview.
Oh, of course.
But we got a polo shirt for you. I think you're going to like the thickness.
Pools. Okay. I mean, I'm always on the hunt for a polo.
Well, I know. I know
right now, my top is 2013 Uniqlo. Has to be a certain certain age range.
Those are a little too short for me in the actual scheme of things, but I like the way they fit. That's my only issue with those historically.
They are a little short, especially for me as having a longer body than
Yeah.
you. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really curious to try the Jound one as well. We'll see what happens.
Did you order yet?
No,
Those Canadian duties, it's tough.
I didn't even think about my hoodie tariffs.
That's why we're making
tariffs downstairs now.
hoodie tariffs. It's time for softball.
Yeah. Our speaking of softball, our guest today, Olivia Nuzzi.
I haven't heard of her. What does she do?
She
I haven't really heard much
the
about
flashy
her.
reporter who lost her job at New York Magazine over a relationship with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. returns with a memoir light on gossip and reckoning, says the what is this from? I forgot. It's from a major publication. But yeah, she wrote a book. It's called American Canto. I know her from her musical career as Livy. Her song Jailbait was on my MySpace page for a long time, of course.
I'm just interested to ask her why she's doing this at all.
When you say this,
How Long Gone, or anything like How Long Gone. Because I feel like this is a situation where maybe the press has kind of done the press for you, I guess I would say, in some ways. But that's not for me to decide. Obviously, she has some of the best in the business working for her, so I'm sure there's a strategy involved. But needless to say, I was surprised to get this email.
are you fishing for compliments because you got the call from a real PR agency?
No.
You like it when you get the crisis PR email, don't you? Huh?
I
start licking your little chops.
Of course I do, but I was still surprised by the whole thing. I was just like, oh, this is interesting, and it's happening fast, as they say.
You go talk to our good friend Tim at the Bulwark if you want to discuss politics and things like that, and timelines and VP noms. You come to How Long Gone if you want to sell some books, honey. We're going to talk about fucking Erewhon and Lana Del Rey for the next hour and 4 minutes. Oh, where are you at home right now, Olivia?
Yeah.
We're in the Boo.
Yeah, I live in Malibu.
Okay. Do you plan on ever leaving? Are you going to stay there for a while?
Yeah, I think I'll stay for a while. I like it here. There are more lizards than people, and
More lizards than lizard people?
I bet you the rate of lizard people in Malibu is pretty high.
Lizard people ratio in Malibu is quite high.
But they wear chrome hearts, so it's hard to tell kind of which ones are which.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that place. There's always like a line by Chrome Hearts, and I'm just line averse in general, but I don't know. I don't know what the fuss is all about.
Well, I can tell you a little bit about it. Depending on how much your book advance is, you could go get something in there. You know what I mean? It's not cheap, unfortunately. But the lines are very real. The demand is high.
Yeah, I'm not terribly interested.
They're opening a Chrome Hearts hotel in Malibu.
Just down the
Have
street
you heard
from
about
you.
this? You read it in the local Gazette?
No, the Malibu Times. I haven't seen it there.
Are you a proud subscriber of the Malibu Times, Olivia?
I don't know if they have subscriptions, but I do follow their coverage. I love like it's a hyper local media market. I think that's always really interesting. And I actually I started out writing for an alt weekly in New Jersey, where I'm from, and I love alt weeklies and all of that.
I miss alt weeklies too. I grew up in Atlanta, and creative loafing was a big part of my eye opening.
The alt weekly I wrote for it's still running. It's called the Tri-City News, and it's run by this like amazing character, this guy Dan Jacobson, who is an assemblyman in the New Jersey legislature. And I always used to love writing something. I was a teenager, I was writing there, and then people, if I went out to like in town at all, like people would come up and argue with me, and I thought that was the most exciting thing in the world to be argued with about my dumb opinions.
Well, luckily you're in a great position then now, because all anybody wants to do is fucking argue about what you got to say. So it's come full circle.
Well, it's funny though. It's like actually they want to argue about things that I haven't said that other people have said.
Sure, I guess that's a good point. That changes the narrative a little bit.
Yeah, it seems very irrelevant, actually, what I have actually said.
Sure.
So what is your level of consumption right now? Are you staying offline? Are you logged? Can you not help yourself? Like, what is your level of self-control?
Is your phone bricked? Flip phone? We got a Trump flip?
Trump flip. He got rid of the flip phone a long time ago, Trump, actually, but he did have it. I think like pretty close to the 2016 election. He was still
That was
still
late. That's
flipping.
late. That's late. He was still
No, I
flipping.
know. It's
That's late
super
stage.
late. But he got an iPhone. He got an iPhone in the period after the 2020 election.
He went with purple. I like the purple one.
He's evolving all the time. He's becoming a smarter animal.
He's
got to use those bruised hands to order McDonald's on DoorDash.
Oh my God. I wonder if he knows about that, about like delivery apps.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say that most presidents don't know. I mean, maybe if once they're in the private sector, but I feel like you're not allowed to do stuff
I think
like
caviar
that,
would blow his mind if he knew that you could do that.
I think
You're saying I can get sugarfish to the White House?
But very little consumption of that stuff. It's pretty easy to avoid it in my experience anyway. And but also it doesn't like crush me if I do see something and I think it's pretty interesting. And on balance I'm like more curious about devastated by it.
But but have you always had the stomach for this in your line of work, or do you think it's something you've developed over time? I think some people are just wired that way.
When I was much younger, because I became a public facing person in the media really young. I think I was like 20. And I guess it was like a conditioning over this 11-year period to get to the point where I can kind of just like look at something awful or unfair or uncharitable that someone said and just be like, like that's interesting, and not be crushed by it. And frankly, like oftentimes people have a really interesting perspective, even if they're not being nice about it.
That's big of you, because they call me all kinds of shit, and I'm saying once they start calling me names, I'm out. I don't care what you got to say.
Yeah, but even the names are interesting because it's like
What do we got? Hold on. What do we got? What are they calling you that? Let's rank them.
Oh,
let's rank. Let's rank. We'll weigh in on how good or bad we think they are.
Yeah, name some uncharitable names you've been called.
No, they're not. I wouldn't say that they're particularly creative. Like we're not dealing with wordsmiths over here, but it's interesting to kind of to fully appreciate the nature of the hatred and like where it's coming from and like what it looks like from different people and their different vantage points. And it just doesn't devastate me. And as it relates to the more just misogynistic stuff, it just feels like I'm kind of like an avatar in a very old story. It doesn't feel about me so much as it feels it's about like this tribal ancient war that will always be being waged as long as man walks the earth, right?
That's right,
and, like,
man. You used the right word there, man. We're walking.
I meant the we're walking.
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad.
But it doesn't feel personal, that stuff, and even a lot of it that's like violating doesn't feel personal either. And I think it's because so much of it's like a reaction to a kind of, once you've been like squished into a character or a caricature and like pulled apart and utilized for different people for different things narratively or different arguments, you become like this kind of malleable putty that people can utilize in a culture war, and it does cease to be about the individual, right? Because the individual doesn't really factor in.
But do you think? I guess though, what I'm noticing about this situation, and I follow it relatively closely just because it's sort of my job.
My condolences.
Well, don't worry. Yeah, I'm praying for myself too.
He made his bed.
I guess. Yeah. I was born this way. I guess what I'm saying is, it feels like there's people that are really on like an ethical high horse that maybe are reaching in some ways. Like I think that I don't know. I feel like some of it is a little bit of like moral panic in some ways. and there's other things you can be upset about, but they're choosing to focus on something that's a little more salacious.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like I wrote this book, American Canto, and I knew a couple of things were evident to me way before it was coming out, right? The first is just that I knew the second that I kind of poked my head up from this exile that I was in, that I would probably be met by some madman charging at me with an axe. And I also knew that there would be efforts to shout over me. And I figured it would be pretty loud, even though I didn't know exactly what the shouting would endeavor to indicate.
Luckily, it's just your ex on Substack, so you got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Could be a lot worse.
But yeah, but it has really successfully infected sort of perception in a broad way, that it has these reverberations where it informs people's thinking about me, about my book, and it's been interesting to observe that.
Do you think it will sell more books, which is obviously good for you?
I really wasn't concerned with that from the outset. Like if I was, I would have written a very different book, right? Like the book that I wrote is not a very commercial book, right? It's about this period of distortion and reality warping in America over this 10-year period of Donald Trump's rise to dominance. And my personal story and my fuck up factor into that, right?
Yeah, but that's the only part anybody cares about because that's the fun part.
I guess I have a more optimistic view of everybody or anybody, or the word you just used, right? I think that people who participate in online mob discourse are not the same thing as people generally.
Well, I think that's true. Those are two different kinds of people. I completely agree with you on that.
I think smart people generally are not very loud on the internet. And so
how dare you?
And I always write with, kind of thinking about the smartest person in the room. And to me, that's like the most curious person, the most open-minded person, the person most interested in nuance. So I'm not, I'm not trying to appease the people who would participate in a mob, but I also knew that there'd be on the left, like a lot of dissatisfaction with me that I didn't come out trying to destroy the person I refer to in the book as the politician. And that my refusal to like be angry and out for some sort of revenge would get me criticized a lot.
Well, he's doing it to himself. He doesn't need your help. But is the choice to say the politician yours? Was that pressure from the publisher?
Yeah.
For legal reasons?
No, I mean there was no. Everyone in the book and most companies are referred to not by name, and to me that was just kind of when it occurred to me, it just felt right, and so I didn't spend too much time.
Because Olivia's a down ass chick. That's why.
She rides.
But I didn't think for me it was really about like removing this story that I wrote from the immediate discourse.
So you're saying by redacting the names of these people and corporations, it makes the story more timeless.
I guess so, yeah, because I found it distracting. I wanted to remove it from kind of regular reportage, if that makes sense. So, like, it felt to me like I'd written this profile of a Washington Republican, unnamed, when I was at New York Magazine, and it was my favorite piece that I ever did because it was so much more about his psychology and about how he was strategizing to kind of climb and survive in Donald Trump's Washington. And it made it more universal, I guess, and less about him, the individual. And people were able to focus on his philosophy and his morality and on what he actually said, because they weren't distracted by him and his identity. And I really liked that. And and that the Washington Republican actually is in this book at a certain point talking about reincarnation and and his views about karma and his nihilism. But
damn, I didn't know Republicans believed in karma. That's big.
they definitely believe in nihilism.
That's true. All right, fair enough. One of three is not bad.
That makes it. You're able to show here are the characters in this the way I see them versus the way that you have already projected in your mind.
Yeah, I guess so. But I knew that people were going to know who
Yeah, it ain't a it ain't a
all or
secret. It
most
ain't a
of
secret.
them were. Yeah, it really wasn't. It wasn't about that, but it just it was. I guess it was just a literary choice. And it felt correct to me, and most of the book was sort of like that, like just what felt like the right thing. I didn't question too hard, you know.
What is the measure of success for this book for you? Just getting it off your chest? Is it sales? Is it like what comes next? Like what are you how are you judging this, or is it merely
Who
just
is the young Reese Witherspoon who will play you on the Hulu series, et cetera, et cetera?
That is racist against blondes, first of all. But I I take really seriously that the most valuable commodity in the world is our attention, right? And to ask anyone to take any time out of their one life, unless you're the Washington Republican, you believe in reincarnation, in which case you've got a few. But
I'm on 3. I'm on 3 right now.
but
Don't test me.
I I take that super seriously, and I just didn't want to put anything out in the world that felt like it was a be at my ego and my fear, and wasn't going to be of use to anybody else. And I'm happy with what the book is, and I kind of I was pretty clear-eyed while I was working on it that there could be a chance that the immediate discourse and culture would just basically say, no, get the fuck out of here. The second I came back, right?
Well,
But I didn't care.
Ryan Murphy's circling the wagons. Ryan Murphy's circling the wagons no matter what you do.
I didn't care. You know, I thought, well, a very good outcome for me would be if in 10, 20, 30 years this book was considered valuable. Like it's really a letter from a time and place. And like I had this strange vantage point in the last 10 years being, you know, in Washington with Trump a lot and being affected by his rise to power.
Have you weaned off of sort of the access to information that you had? Because I imagine it's not quite the same as it was a year ago or 2 years ago. Like I feel,
like I need another hit of information.
I mean, I feel like if my phone was constantly buzzing with like news and information I really wanted from the industry that I worked in, I would be pretty addicted to that feeling, and it's a good feeling. And if that stops, I wonder how that feels.
I'm a news junkie. Like I was really interested in characters and in what's amazing about politics.
Sure, but those exist in every industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do, but not the same way because the stakes in politics
Sure.
are enormous, right? And that's the kind of drama and adrenaline of that ensemble and plot is all related to those stakes in a way that doesn't really exist in the same way, at least immediately, in other industries. And so, like, a great character to me wants something, right? And in politics, people really, really want things. And their whole life is about trying to get what they want. And that is like an engine for a character's arc. And it's really interesting. And you learn a lot about people that way. So to me, it was about kind of observing it that way. And I like politics and I like knowing about government and I'm interested in it. But it was sort of like more in service to understanding the human condition as it works in Washington.
You love characters. You love characters so much that you're willing to talk to politicians.
Yeah, like how many more fat white guys in ties can make a decision? I get it.
I think it's cool. I mean, and you liking characters so much is sort of your example of wanting something the way a politician would want them. You know, like you said in the book, speaking the language of the monster, you have to worry about becoming the monster yourself. Are we on track? What's our monster timeline looking like right now, Olivia?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Thank you.
No. I think you're at a crossroads, much like Britney, but you know, I think that you can go the Britney route or you can go the Lana route. You know what I mean? I know those are likely two North Stars for you.
Yeah, I would never shave my head. But I mean, what we've done to Britney as a society, I think about a lot. She's in the book a bit, actually. But
let's talk about that for a second, because I think that obviously the Free Britney movement is powerful and loud, but I do think she needs help, right?
I just have empathy for her. I just hope she's all right.
Oh, I have empathy. I have empathy for her. I have empathy
We
for
all
her
do,
too.
but do you have a hardline plan about what we're going to do about her conservatorship?
Yeah,
Have you devoted hours in the bathtub to this?
Why does her son have a $200,000 Mercedes? Is he taking advantage of her?
I find all of it just like so gross and invasive and like.
But don't you think that that's what gross and invasive is sort of what our society is built on in some ways?
It
and
is,
like
but-
whether it's they're talking about you or they're talking about a politician or they're talking about Britney Spears, that is unfortunately what makes the world go round.
Yeah, but I guess I think that you can shift its rotation by just not meeting everyone on that level, and talking about other stuff.
I would like to think that. I think you are right in a blue sky scenario. I wonder if society is too far gone from that at this point to ever go back or make a turn for the better direction.
I'm an optimist generally, against all common sense and history.
Yeah, maybe a natural disaster will bring us together or something like that. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like I believe in the power of the individual, and systems are just made up of individuals. So I don't know. I'm not in such a bad state about it.
Are you? Are you smoking weed? How do you get like this?
No, I don't smoke weed.
You don't smoke weed? Are you drinking a lot at least?
I don't drink.
Okay, so are you sober?
She is drugs.
Not in the sense that like I got sober or something. Like I'm not opposed to the idea that like if someone one day offers me a drink, I might have it. I just don't like.
Okay.
And I was very aware of the fact that like I felt like all right during this kind of like rapturous period of my life, and I didn't want to affect my chemistry in any way that might make it so that I didn't feel all right.
So you were raw. So you're raw dogging this whole time.
It's been interesting.
Well, I mean, you could say sexting is a drug.
It's all been really, yeah. I mean, you could. I'm off the stuff as well, but like I just.
How many days you got, honey? How many days you got?
She's going to meetings down there at Sun Life.
And life is so interesting. It's like
don't look at the calories, sweetheart. Do not look at the calories.
I try not to drink cold beverages because it goes against everything we know from like Eastern medicine about
your chi fucks up your chi.
Okay, you're too. I'm looking for some cracks here. You're a little too calm for me. If I'm being honest, you really zen the fuck out.
Do you want me to cry?
No, I don't want you to cry.
Maybe when how do you like to feel out of control?
That's an interesting question. What?
like if you could feel out of
control. I like using drugs and alcohol to feel out of control.
Oh, I like,
for example,
I like adrenaline. Like I like
pushing things to the limit. Pushing things to the limit, maybe.
I like speeding. I like skydiving. I like stuff like that.
Skydiving's a red
flag.
Skydiving's a red flag, so that's good. I'm glad you finally fucking blessed us with one.
I would.
Can you drive a stick?
I can't. But I really want to learn because I really want a 65 Mustang, and so I need to learn how to drive stick. But I would love in another life I'd be a stunt driver.
Well, some might say you're driving the stunt course right now. You know what I mean? But it's just on a podcast.
I'm sure there's some people who are listening right now who would love to bring the Mustang up over and teach you in the Gelson's parking lot how to work that gearbox. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like antisocial, but
yeah.
I was gonna ask who are you kicking it with? And are weird dudes from your past beyond the one with the Substack coming out of the woodwork trying to give you the future text? Like all this gossip has made me think maybe I messed, that kind of thing.
It's like I was in a relationship with one person for 12 years, and obviously there was
it didn't end super well. It didn't end super well.
The affair that right. It ended badly, I think you could say. All parties are in agreement on is that it ended badly. But
am I going to pay you $5 a month to hear more, or are you going to let me?
Look, everyone's first 12-year relationship, it always ends like that. So don't beat yourself up.
Look, if it doesn't end with like you going to the FBI, it wasn't a bad breakup. That's my new standard.
Yeah. If he doesn't call you a CIA informant, it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Was it really love?
Yeah. Well, I've been called worse.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, What does the phrase Joan Midian mean to you?
Oh, is that what is being? That's funny.
It's pretty. I have to say, as far as
Well, you mentioned earlier about like reading the criticism and stuff, and sometimes you can like learn things and it's interesting,
Yeah,
or you can appreciate
that's
it.
pretty good.
It is pretty good, isn't it?
I think that's pretty good. I also someone said I saw Joan Didion on Adderall, which made me laugh.
I feel like
But it's funny. It's like what we've got like one. Our references for female writers are could
oh,
perhaps
I knew you were going to turn this into some gender shit. Very smart. Very smart.
So are
very
you?
Smart.
I mean, the subject matter: driving around L.A. By the beach in the Mustang.
It's funny though because it's just like I don't think if I'm too Italian American. There's no.
You're not waspy enough for this.
No, I mean like I respect her obviously, but
I respect wasps too. I totally get it.
Yeah, I don't get it, and the fact that I don't get it is what I respect about it. But I just it's not in terms of like prose style or sort of the spirit of the work. I think it's quite different, but you can only have so many references, I suppose.
Yeah,
I mean, well, it's also you got to remember it's got to be a reference that's sort of enough for people to understand. We can't get deep into the female literati and expect Twitter to understand that.
Are you still calling it Twitter?
Oh, I'm never calling it X. Fuck that. And that's not even, not, I just, you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just change. It's like I've had friends do this where it's like, I grow up with them and their name is Jake. And then all of a sudden they turn 26 and they're like, I'm actually Jacob now. I'm not, nah, bro, you're Jake.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine if you want to move forward professionally and with new people, they call you that, but I ain't going back. Same thing with Twitter.
I'm not calling you Christopher. I'm not calling Steve Steven. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, my mom calls me Christopher. But are you on Twitter?
Yeah, tell me about your Twitter algorithm and we'll tell you about ours.
Oh, I don't look at it all that much. I like on Instagram, my algorithm is beautiful. It's really pictures of baby deer, videos of actual human babies getting like glasses for the first time and they get really excited when they can see. There's a lot of that. And then there are like girls with eating disorders from Sweden.
Okay, now we're talking. Wait, hold on. Now we're talking about my algorithm. Hold one.
The diagrams
1 second.
have finally crossed.
1 second.
and and then a lot of stand up because I love comedy and so a lot of Norm Macdonald archival. Well, it's all archival, I suppose, at this point. With Norm Macdonald and
nobody greater than Norm.
It's all archival at this point, I guess.
But it's lovely in there.
Your algorithm doesn't sound that fucked up. All right, but you didn't answer my question. Are people coming out of the woodwork? Are people trying to kind of?
What I was saying is like I just I was in this one relationship for most of my adult life, so like there's not that much history, like so it's.
But
not
I bet there's probably some new suitors out there kicking the tires.
Yeah, are you ready to trust again, Olivia?
Yeah.
No, but I do think I probably need conservatorship.
I want to get you. No, I think we need to get you on The Bachelorette. I think that could be. This could be Love Is Blind, Bachelorette. One of those. I think that could be good for you. And if you like them older, you like them older. So maybe Golden Bachelor.
Golden Bachelor. That's a show.
That's where the Bachelor's like.
That's
60.
where it's all salt, no pepper.
But he's pretty hot. He's pretty hot. Don't get me wrong, but he's just a little bit older, more established.
You can still get it up.
I think I'm good. I think I
good.
need
You good for now?
I think I'm all set for now. Yeah.
You know what? How about this? Try this on for size.
No, thank you.
Not me.
Whatever it is. No, thank you.
Okay. I'm an admirer of Lana Del Rey, and I see a lot of you in her.
Oh, thank you.
What about a swamp daddy for you?
Oh,
I'm happy for her. I love her. I think she's such a good writer. And really just like understands the zeitgeist and has developed so impressively as a writer throughout her career. And I really admire her. And I'm happy for her.
but you ain't trying to eat dinner at 7-Eleven. You just want to listen to the music.
No, I would never do that.
But there's a Malibu version of Swamp Daddy though that could, little blue collar. He's got enough money, but he's not
Yeah.
filthy rich. Work with his hands.
I'm really not interested
It could be in
in
construction.
anything
Okay.
such as that right now.
Have you ever hung out with Lana Del Rey, or at least
No.
has it gone down in the DMs? No.
No. But
That's actually That's surprising. That's going to happen, I would say, in the next 2 to 3 months.
Of all the people that reached out, I would have thought Lana would be one of them.
oh, well, why would you think that?
I just feel like you guys are some kindred spirits.
Oh, that's nice.
I also feel like people like her are actually the part of the reason they're so good at their job and so tapped into the zeitgeist is because they actually pay attention to what's going on culturally in a way that I think we think they don't because they're so removed from reality.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I also just think she's just such a skilled chronicler of her human experience and her emotional experience. And I think it's difficult to do that, and I really am impressed by the way that she pulls it off in like more and more interesting ways over time.
She's dropping canto after canto, isn't she?
Wow. Oh, beautiful.
Let's go back to the blonde really quick. You said that you could potentially argue that Donald Trump is the first blonde president of all time.
You've got to ignore, you've got to just disqualify Gerald Ford.
We always do.
Yeah, and I always do as well. So and you kind of have to have a strict definition of blonde, but I think you can make an argument.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Most photos of Ford are kind of black and whitey, so it's hard to tell, right? Or at least sort of 70s style. But you said
no, they're not. What?
They're sepia toned.
They're rich with sepia colors. And you said which is why.
When do you think he was president?
He was in the 70s, right?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of color imagery of Gerald
But you
Ford.
know that those...
I pulled up the Google images. I'll go, it's 50-50 black and white in color.
All right, fine.
No shade. And then you said, I don't remember exactly, but you said, and Trump's blondness was why he's been able to successfully capitalize on his victimhood. Is that what you said exactly? I don't remember the word for word.
I guess I was writing about this Alfred Hitchcock quote that blondes make the best victims, and I think he says, I'm paraphrasing, but it's sort of like virgin snow on which you can see bloody footprints, and it's sort of this part of the book that's about victimization and the aesthetics of victimization. So much of Donald Trump's political career since he first started running in 2015 for office has been about his martyrdom, right? And sort of imposing his sense of martyrdom on his base of supporters, right? A frequent refrain in the last election was he would say, "They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I'm just standing in their way."
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, it was sort of a bit of a joke about his blondness being a part of it, but his sense of victimization is profound,
Yeah. Which is a very difficult skill. It requires, I guess, that level of blonde ambition to be like, you know what, I'm an awful criminal billionaire, and I'm gonna get you to feel bad for me, and I'm gonna paint myself as a victim, which seems like a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning with him, I always go back and I watch the announcement speech when he came down the escalator and said that Mexico was sending rapists over the border, and everyone focused on that. But the big picture speech, the sort of pitch to the American public was that you all are getting ripped off. And I know that you're getting ripped off because I'm one of the people who has benefited from the system that has ripped you off. And basically every cop needs a criminal. And I know how fucked up this is because it's helped me. And so I'm going to go in there and fuck it up on your behalf. And it really resonated with people. And he's been, it's changed over time, but not that much. He's been making sort of a version of that argument for the last 10 years.
He's Robin Hooding the system from the inside. He's like Anonymous, but for getting people of color out of the country, I guess.
Yeah, it's I mean the retribution and the kind of like the homicidal ethos has intruded a lot, and it's taken over depending on what's happening in his life or in the news. But that general idea of like this is an unfair place and it's benefited me that it is unfair, but I know the ins and outs of the unfairness. And so I'm your guy to help
Mm-hmm.
make it unfair for you in a way that benefits you.
Like when a startup hires an ex hacker to unhack, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or a casino hires an ex gambling cheater or something like that to do it.
Yeah.
That's what Trump's doing.
Every cop needs a criminal. Yeah.
Every cop needs a criminal. That's a great Lana song title right there.
It's the Rolling Stones.
They're cool too. Love those guys. I didn't know that. Chris, did you know that?
No. What song?
I think it's Sympathy for the Devil.
Oh,
Damn.
I believe you.
We're sleeping on you. I feel like you've got a lot more musical knowledge in there than we realize. I know that you're a big
I just love the Stones.
Okay.
I just really love the Stones. But I just love classic rock in general.
Okay. Speaking of Trump, you describe sort of in detail when you had a phone conversation with him, and in the book you sort of write out each letter sound and syllable how he was talking, but then in the audio version of the book you chose not to do.
Like, you didn't know how to do it. Yeah,
You choose. I mean, I was listening to it yesterday. I was like, I wonder if she had a conversation or had a thought process of like, do I dictate the dictation or do I actually do the voice? So I guess this is your chance. Can you do a Trump impression?
what I did, I don't know if it worked exactly, but like I tried to sort of strange syntax, right? And it's it's really a spirit more than it's like a sound to his voice, if that makes sense. And so I just tried to like reflect something of his attitude or intonation, but not do, an actual impression.
Mm-hmm.
But those were, I mean, frankly, the most fun parts of the book to record were doing doing his dialogue, because it's just his usage of the English language is singular. Like
He's a master. He's a master. Some would say he's a master.
Singular is a better word for it.
well, it's just it's highly unusual. I don't know if there's anyone else who utilizes words in the way that he does, and like the particular rhythm of it. Like this thing about stand up, like I love comedy, and a lot of my writing since I started writing is probably informed even more than I realize by comedy, by Carlin or Pryor or even Letterman. And I'm so interested in sort of Trump the performer and Trump the, in some ways, writer, right? Like he's someone who comes up with phrases and names for things, and he's like the most successful cyberbully of all time, and I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah,
calling the president a cyberbully is cool because it's true.
It's so true, right? Like it's just he cyberbullied his way to the stars, man. Like he is just he.
Do you think at this point in his life, at his advanced age and dementia level, he's still spinning the plates? He's still saying everything off the top of his head. It's not as good as it was, 10 years ago, but he's still saying some amazing shit. At a certain point, are the drugs that they're pumping him up with gonna give out, and he's gonna no longer be able to go off script, and he'll have to just go kind of where he's just reading the teleprompter?
Well, one of the funny things about him with the teleprompter, though, is like oftentimes if there's a teleprompter at an event, like in the garden at the White House, or even at a rally or something, you'll look over the screen and the text will be paused. It won't be scrolling. And it's because he's gone off script. But I always wondered if there was if maybe he was dyslexic or something, or had some sort of processing delay, and him going off script was, sometimes when he would read the words, it sounded like he was genuinely reading them for the first time. Like there was a tone of surprise. Like they're saying, oh, they're saying this, like as if and
Right. Like when a podcaster does an ad read for BetterHelp. It's you could hear it in their voice that this was not thought out before or premeditated whatsoever.
yeah. I mean, do you want to do one? That's an amazing transition for you to do your ad for Better Health.
I do agree.
Just give us
go pay some bills.
1 second. Just give us 1 second.
But I so that could just be an utter lack of preparedness, which would make sense, or it could be that he's processing and sort of going off script in service of giving himself a moment to collect the words on the teleprompter. I don't know.
I think that he's floating on a level above the written word. I think reading only slows him down, much like a Lil Wayne or something like that, where he's on a different plane of thought.
Many people have compared those two.
I'm not the first. I won't be the last.
No, that's how could you avoid that?
History will position them side by side, I think.
So that means you're not going to give us a Trump impression, which is totally fine. I don't want to pressure you too hard.
No, I don't think anyone would like that.
Okay.
Your heart's not in it, so I understand.
No, my heart's elsewhere.
You've said you're an admirer of the comedic greats and stand-up, and I know that you probably fancy yourself an enjoyer of interviewers and interviews. Letterman, one of the greats of all time. Do you have an all-time favorite interview or interviewers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Stern, Cavett. Charlie Rose was sort of not a good interviewer, but the format I think was just so good. And it's sort of like Larry King, like the ways that Larry King was not a good interviewer were also what made him, to my mind anyway, amazing. Like he just would blurt out the question that occurred to him. It might be really pedestrian or really a non sequitur, and I always felt like that kept it exciting. But yeah, I really love Howard Stern. Really love Dick Cavett. There's just amazing archive of Dick Cavett interviews.
Are those on YouTube?
Yeah, mostly, I think.
I'm sure, yeah. You can watch Dick Cavett show on Tubi.
There we go. There we go.
Is it really on Tubi?
That's what Google says. That's what Google says.
I believe that.
And I watch old Carson interviews, and it's so interesting, like what late night used to be.
Oh yeah.
And I love Letterman. Current day Letterman, an incredible interviewer, but I love watching the Letterman interviews from the late night show.
Are you doing any TV for this book?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not making decisions on that.
Smart. Wow, you let go and let God.
Yeah, I'm detached from the outcome.
Are there any modern interviewers, podcasts perhaps that you are listening to, or do you stay out of that mess?
I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, but I love Joe Rogan. I love Talk Easy, and I love Megan McCain. I think she's a great interviewer. But mostly I listen to audiobooks, and like if I'm going to spend time listening to something, I'd rather it be something a little bit more considered.
Sure. Use your time wisely. You only have one life, and you're not going to waste it on.
You're on number 3.
I'm on. This is my third. Yeah, this is my third.
So does that mean when you're listening to Rogan, you skip the ones about MMA and bow hunting, and you go straight to the interesting shit, or do you listen to all of them?
I think that's interesting.
Well,
I think that's the interesting shit. No,
you like the MMA companion episodes where they really get down into what happened in the third round?
It depends. For instance, there's an interview with Miley Cyrus that's like one of.
That's a great one. I've heard that one. It's great.
It's excellent. Like her ability to synthesize her experience and to be so self-aware, right?
Yeah.
You're so practiced in narrativizing your life, right? And like you're constantly being asked to do so. You could either kind of disassociate and become like pretty detached and talk about yourself as if it's like this kind of separate entity, this separate character, or you could like go electric like she has, right? And you're fully present, fully in your experience and able to talk about it. in a way that makes sense and is human, but and I was so impressed by that. But you've got to get on someone's wavelength to interview them, and that way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I think probably his style had as much to do with the success of that as her ability to synthesize her experience did. So I thought that was pretty remarkable. I love Rick Rubin's podcast. I just think he
All
provides a
right,
lot of
that's a bridge too far.
but I think he just provides a lot of space. Like, he doesn't intrude
Well,
too much.
that's his whole fucking
one
game.
could argue
he does.
only provides space.
But it's an effective technique, right? It's like if you
It
sit
is.
down with a shrink, and the
It
shrink
is.
kind of, you're in that contest to see who speaks first.
Mhm.
And sometimes it yields
Yeah.
I think really interesting disclosures.
The oldest trick in the book, ice them out. It's an ice off.
Ice him out. So, what is your plan moving forward? Do we think this Vanity Fair thing's going to stick? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm West Coast editor of Vanity Fair. You should check out our Hollywood issue, which is available.
Oh, I've got
now.
it. I've got it in front of me. Don't worry.
I was like, I can't believe she's juggling this scandal, this book, and the VF Hollywood issue with A$AP Rocky wearing socks on the beach. How does she do it?
Isn't that a beautiful photo?
I love the photos.
Of course.
I love the pictures. I mean, I think the best thing I saw was like, why are there no women? And I was like, do you guys not know that they've done this for like 30 years this way? That's just kind of like, it was.
It's the
That was one of the
32nd
biggest responses.
It's the 32nd annual Hollywood issue, and there's a lot of really, really good stuff in there.
What stories did you work on?
I worked on a bunch. An excerpt from the book is in there, and along with a painting by Isabel Browerman that's actually at Art Basel today, at a Jeffrey Deitch's show there. And it's called the Great American Nude, the show. And I worked on there's a story about Cassie David and her fawns in Hollywood, and Julie Weiner and her kind of bicoastal sartorial existence. Otessa Moshfegh, the cover story about Hollywood's new crop of male movie stars, Vera Papasova on biohacking and the obsession with purifying your blood. There are a ton of great stories in there.
It's all great West Coast content right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Shout out to our
friend
friend of the show, Cassie David, and her fawns.
No, I mean, look, I hope it all works out, and I think you have a very you have a great attitude, I have to say, and I don't know if I would be in the same position. So,
well, someone's got to have good attitude.
yeah, it ain't us. That's for fucking sure. It ain't us.
Thank
but
you. That's very nice.
Last question. We always put a song at the end of each episode. If I don't add Jailbait, what Lana song or Britney song should I use?
Ooh,
Or Miley. Miley Malibu's in the contention. Who knows?
Lana Heroin.
Okay. Bravo.
all right, I was hoping you were going to go ketamine, but heroin's fine.
Okay, well,
Maybe later.
Maybe it's for the third act. Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Okay, bye.